Hi everyone, it's been a long time since I streamed this game. It's been more than a week, I think. And we are currently in chapter 5 of the first game, and currently in day 3, trial ladder. So let's see how this goes. Allow me to call the next witness to stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room of the day of the crime. Ah, yes, the drunk one. Me, partner. I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the hoeing wind calling it out. To be exact, is Jake Marshall, your honor. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperate soul is as boundless as the desert sand. No paper can sum it up. This is so dramatic. Maybe it's best we get on this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain English. Thank you, Judge. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make sound 3 times a day, but besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was a street side salon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. And yeah, think I have a evidence for this guy. So, wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security camera and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got the weaknesses. Now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, it's all yours. Let's see what we can do with both of them. I really don't like this character, even if he was, what was it, downgraded because of the incident. I don't like his attitude. I think we have his fingerprints somewhere. Some files. Oh, no, I didn't want to do this. Oh yeah, what's this? Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you were in the security room at the time of crime. And yet you tracked me down here. Explain yourself, partner. I don't even know what I'm trying to do in the absence. I'm not good at it. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crate. In payment respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish you were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. The blood was wiped away, however. A luminal test clearly revealed it. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall, about the blood-stained fingerprints? Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as a blood stain in a handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. It's obvious he's hiding something. Who the hell shaves his beard with a knife? Let's see what we can do here. That's because you, how do you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective, the locker I still use. And that's all, all that's in there now though is a heap of broken dreams. It would be strange if my fingerprints weren't all over that locker. Okay. Why not then just happen to be at the same place as a bloodstream handprint? So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine, it's no mystery. My look is covered in my fingerprints, okay. The chances of that happening are a million to one. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are a million to one. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. Wanna know why? The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but still do my job. I keep up in the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene. thought to be left by the murderer. Ah, that's right. Yeah. However, no fingerprint were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we try that too. Have to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. This seal of blood in the desert is just food of the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Tape. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? So, that video is the only direct evidence you have. That video is next to useless. I'm full of blind spot. Yeah. Yeah, you could easily... You could have easily, you know, going down the vision of the camera. Evidence. Not the annoying music again. Yeah, I know. It's so unnecessary. So instead, I'm afraid you'll soon not forget Officer Marshall. Days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Would you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Do you have ADHD or something, dude? You can currently be seen in this video. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloths sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Thankfully they don't show you the music now. The white cloud is gone. When the crime took place, the white cloud wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Yeah, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? It doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck in it. It's only phone he opened he happened to choose mine. Was everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Call you bluff. Evidence locker. A fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. Lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in words or less? Is he eating meat? If this is a joke, it's the worst I ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Ole! No. I can't? There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. That's so... yeah. The only logical conclusion was here. Officer Marshall was standing right here. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous? What? Preposterous? I hate this game. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. Many found out, though, Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his cursor. I like Meekins. Such a good kid. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We've got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective, unless you have hard evidence proving that I dressed up as the victim. I mean, we could say... Can I point out the white cloth again? The basics. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for us for Marshall to open his locker at the time of crime. Unless he tried to hide his clothes. Yeah, he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, and it has been. Yeah. He opened it in order to put the plot inside. So perhaps yeah, there it is. For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room, though I don't know what and to what end yet. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your D card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled in blood. You just walked out like that. So you hit the code in your locker. Not that, Bruno. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated you. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? It seems the time has come. Spill the beans, please. What is it with so much mystery? I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID, and dressed like him, I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him down. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room. The victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor in the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? I don't know what's making this. It's the donor. When you say it, you mean... Yeah. It was going to completely end with the transfer of the day, yeah? No, not if I have anything to do with it. Let's know it over. That was my last day. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to follow the security camera. I saw that the morning of the incident. Oh yeah, he reported it. He wanted to report it as stolen. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. You're like a foresight. It was purely out of luck that he could had opened the locker, Goodman's locker. Yeah. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him down. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. Dude, I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Yeah. The sick man is acting for an intruder and demanding to show his ID. No! Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry it didn't have to turn out that way. What happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? He's certainly something. I don't think it would make a difference though. The security takes a raise every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you blotted your code in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the unit would have been out. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. Meekins would... yeah. He fainted. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Still missing. Let me ask you one thing. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. This is not your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. Okay. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? Wait. Yeah. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Oh, hey Maricol. How's it going? Everything good here. I'm just trying to finish the last chapter of this game. The name Marshall is mentioned here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Oh gosh, was his dad? He received the same... No, his brother? Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. Brother, yeah. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gand, the then deputy chief of police. The group of detectives I was part of who worked under them, who were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. No. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. No, he died so you could solve the case. No. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public records. My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. If that's your reason. There was more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened in the police department on the day of crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with this resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. I don't even know why they thought there could have been a murder in that room. Like, no matter the amount of blood. How could you think there was a murder if there was no victim? The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. Chief Prosecutor Lance Vaughn. A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me that this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been solved, no doubt about it. A sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lance Guy. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. The words he uses, I hate it. Make it a single word less. Where's my keys? Yeah, I can't end like this. Hold it. This girl again? Where was she? This girl's guardian. I'll give you 3. I was kind of in a shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, that what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with crimes. That left only one thing, the other handprint. Even the traces of blood found on Detective's gunshot locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. I ran over there and looked at it again. No? Oh. No one's mad at you. No one's mad at you. Why mention it at all if you didn't find anything? Those... hmm? Those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If you can find something wrong with them. Oh. I mean, he is the only one that could save Lana, but... there's not really a miracle here to be done. Yeah. If you can find anything wrong with the blood mark. Why is everything on him? Okay. Yeah, just for the sake of it. I mean, there has to be something wrong if they are mentioning it, but it shows a contradiction. With what? I don't know. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I agree. Something's missing. What do you mean? Oh yeah, wasn't the... You know, the mascot. The mascot was there in the corner. Yeah. It was there in the corner. Let's see the tape again. Yep. Well, what? Dude. It looks like he's going to have a heart attack or something. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. That afternoon. Yeah. After he put it down, it would be impossible to lay a handprint on the locker. The blood mark. On February 21st, the police department's evidence room. Blood was spilled not once but twice. Yeah. Yeah, that makes more sense. That does not explain the blood mark found in the locker. Yeah, summarize. When the first crime took place, yeah. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. Yep. After Mickens brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room, yeah. 450. Crime took place before that time, then it would be 440? You can't even say it. What have you done? You have zero faith in him. I never would figure. Come on. Yeah. It's clear from the luminal test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, Officer Mickens and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. By the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and cleaned up the blood. Apparently, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Wright entered the evidence room. Yeah. Along with the real murderer. He went in with... Wasn't this one... Gant? Explain yourself, son. The ID number belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. I don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. What do you mean you don't have the... we can't be granted such authority. Okay. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Let me ask a question. Not you, to Harry, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. The heck? Yeah, it's not. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. In that trial 2 years ago, do you really only use legitimate evidence? Occasionally, we follow the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. I became a persecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did she fake evidence? No. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Even if it involved forging evidence. No. That's what I'm talking about. Wait, she has something in her hand. I have to wait till next day. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think this is a good place to leave the game for today. I know I didn't finish it, but you know, due to technical issues, I think I'll just leave it here for today. And I don't know. Let's see. Maybe tomorrow. So yeah, take care. See you guys.